Hi, my name is Sonia Pena, and this is my reflection on the case study of parental apathy for EDL 856. Category 1, the problem identification and analysis. What are the things that I already know? Well, Mrs. Rose is a new assistant principal at John F. Kennedy School, and she's just finished her community school relations class. She knows that parent involvement is very important, and she would like to start a committee at her school. Her principal has relayed to her that this isn't something that he's interested in doing because of past issues he's had with parents not showing up to meetings. In a different meeting later on, the principal agrees to have a meeting with Mrs. Rose and sends out an invitation to parents. This initial meeting is poorly attended. Things that I need to know. What are Mrs. Rose's expectations of the meeting? How do the parents feel this group has gone in the past? What are her goals for the group? Why is the parent community apathetic to what goes on at school? How will she involve more of her community, and will the teachers and staff be involved with this group? The initial problem that I came up with in this scenario was that there seemed to be little involvement in the school and nobody showed up, and so the question came up, do we have the meeting or not? The plan of action. First of all, I believe that they should have the meeting. It was important for these few parents to show up to the meeting, and I think that we need to relay to them that we think that their time is valuable, and if it's important to them, it's important to us, even if there's only one parent that shows up. We need to show the parents what a PTO or a PTA can do at a school, and so I feel like Mrs. Rose needs to have a presentation ready the evening of the meeting. And in that meeting, she needs to include things like, what are the responsibilities of a PTO? What kinds of things can they do for the school? What are ways that they can raise money? How can they connect with families in the school? And how are some ways that they can just have fun as a school community? Before this meeting is over, I also need to get some feedback from the group. How do we get more parents involved? What are the things that they think we should focus on in our meetings and the things that the school needs? And then for sure, I need to set another meeting. So, how are we going to resolve the issues? In the past, very few parents showed up for the meetings according to the scenario. So, Mrs. Rose really needs to dig in and find out why that's so. She needs to conduct an anonymous survey through social media because I believe that's the way that we reach parents now. Then she needs to look at the data from those surveys and decide that she's willing to take what they say and run with it and find different solutions. Mrs. Rose has been dismayed by the principal's comments and has a different idea about parent involvement. I feel like this is separating the two of them a little bit, and I want them to come together, not just as an administrative team, but as a school team to show that the community that they're a family in their school and they want to reach out and have a community family as well. They need to talk about parental involvement as a school and be positive in seeking out other relations with parents. Finally, the invitation was sent a week before the meeting. I feel like the next meeting needs to have a more detailed information about the things that they're going to talk about, and that it needs to be sent in multiple platforms. So if the school district has a textcaster system or a Facebook page, and that the notes need to go out in multiple languages to reach the most possible families in the school. Debriefing on the problem. What were my thoughts, values, and feelings as I was going through this case study? Reflecting on this problem made me think of the fact that we need to value even one person that bothers to show up for our school. That one person will see our reaction to them and become the biggest advocate for what we want to accomplish. I also felt empathy for Mrs. Rose because she's in a hard position. This is her first year in the school. She's enthusiastic about making changes, but some of her enthusiasm is being snuffed out by her mentor, and that isn't a good feeling. And this is an important issue, and Mrs. Rose should continue to pursue parent involvement. Some unresolved issues that I still have questions about. Will the parents be enthusiastic about a new parent program and change their mindset about wanting to be involved in school? Will they be able to get better parental support in the future by getting feedback from the few parents that are showing up right now? Will the principal find a renewed interest in supporting this program for Mrs. Rose and come together to be a positive leader in the school? Category 5. So, how did I reference academic success for all students in my reflection of the case study? By having the meeting, I'm showing parents and students that everyone's time is valuable and that we need to keep appointments and be on time to things. At the end of the meeting, I ask the parents for their feedback. I want them to know that I'm genuinely interested in what's best for their kids and that I'm going to be there to support them. By setting another meeting date, I'm relaying to families that I believe in the needs of their school and their kids. Personal well-being of every student. I addressed this by coming prepared with a presentation to give to parents the first night of the meeting. I also shared some ideas on fundraising activities that they might be able to do. And I thought to make future invitations in multiple languages so that all parent groups were addressed. Promote communities of engagement. I did this by asking our staff to also become united in this PTO organization. It's not just the parents that need to be involved, but the parents need to see that the teachers are invested in the kids in our school as well. I asked parents to take an anonymous survey because I truly want to know what are the things that are holding them back and what are the things that they believe we can do better at our school. And I'm willing to look at the data from the survey and get feedback from the parental groups to resolve any issues that come up in that survey.